minus 2.5 games, plus 330. Panthers 2+ goals in every game, plus 225.
It's going to take a monumental effort for them not to get 2 goals in a game. It's going to take what Bobrovsky did last night. It's going to take Skinner to do in Edmonton. They're not going to do it in Florida.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me, because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with the injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back, too. I guess this... Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live, prime time here. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Can Dallas claw their way back into this? It wouldn't be the first time that we have seen them do a great job of trying to get back into monster deficits. They're going to have to do it here. 76-52, 9 minutes to go in the third. But when you look at some of these numbers here, Dave, as we look at some of the leading scorers, Luka up to 11 points. We've got Derek Jones still at 10. Kyrie, there's just no excuse with him. 7 points so far. But Boston, Tatum is the leading scorer right now, followed by Brown, followed by Holiday. And, Brown has done a great job in the second half all throughout this series. If he has another good one here, could it be that Tatum and Brown just battle each other to win the MVP down the stretch here, Dave? Because it's still, I think, up for grabs.
It's kind of one of those things, like maybe internally they're like, trying to one-up each other. But, I mean, I've been at games when the Penguins won Stanley Cups, they never won it at home. And I was at the 1979 World Series for the Pirates, Game 3, not Game 7 in Baltimore. Winning a championship and being able to celebrate it is one of those things, like they may just pack it in the fourth quarter. I mean, there's Holiday again to the basket. They're inventing new high fives, like, handshakes.
Yep.
This is one of those ones. This is the coronation of the whole thing, and the affirmation that they are a really, really good basketball team. When's all said and done, they're going to have lost, I believe. I believe Pete Rold said it's 18 or 19 games total this season, and they play 100 games. So. Nah, I don't think anybody's worried specifically about the MVP, but the voters are. Like, I don't know, Joe. If I'm sitting here voting on NBA Finals MVP right now, I'm giving it to Brown. But I'm a little biased. I got the listening glasses here. I can put those on and go, I think it's Brown. What do you think? You think it's Tatum or Brown? Right now, if you were voting, who are you voting?
I think it all depends on what happens in this second half.
Okay, so right now,
because it will
who has the
definitely
lead?
sway voters. To me, it's a dead heat. I think it's all going to depend on who finishes this game the strongest and going back and forth. I mean, Tatum is this close. He's 1 assist away from a double-double already. 18 points, 5 boards, 9 assists. So he's 1 assist away from another double-double for him. He has been a double-double machine in this series here. And while Brown had a great second half, what was that, game 3? That pretty much closed it out for him. Tatum is, don't forget, he was a pretty sizable favorite before this series started. It was a slow start to him, and Brown had a couple of moments, but steady as she goes here. I think if Tatum can get to 30 points in this game, give me another 12 points, and he could very well be your MVP when it's all said and done. I don't know how many more timeouts that Jason Kidd has available to him. But at this point, why are you calling timeout? It's an 11-6 run. Yeah, I don't know why you're calling timeout. What are you going to draw up here, Jay? Just kind of curious here. What's the play that you're drawing up in this timeout with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter of this absolute beatdown here? But it doesn't change the fact, Merrill had said it, 17.5, 18.5 was the in-game line for Boston. Thought 20 or more points is very feasible given the fact that they set a record for how much they lost by last game. You think they're going to return that favor? Can they win by 30 is my question to you here, Dave.
I hope they do. I hope they do.
Yeah.
It's just one of those ones I want to see. And it's crazy because, all right, after today, there's no more basketball, right? And we're going to sweat other games. And in the book, right now, the hype and all this other stuff leading up to this, and I'm sitting here checking the Cardinals and the Marlins. I got 7-6 Cardinals now. In the bottom of the 12th, I told you the story in the first hour. I was doing the show today with Matt, Bostonian versus the book, which comes on tonight after this. And first it's Morency and Cam with Sports Rage and then us. But a Cardinal came and sat on my balcony looking out the window, and I went, it's got to be Cardinals tonight. Bet great, or minus 145 this morning, minus 150. So I'm like, this got to be a sign. And there's apparently, I had never really heard this, but there's an Italian tradition or some sort of superstition that when you see a Cardinal, it's a relative coming back to see you. So I thought immediately it was just Father's Day. I missed my dad. Maybe that was my dad coming in to check in, say, Dave, I'm good. Bet the Cardinals. And now I'm sweating the Cardinals. This is crazy.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
7-6. We should be
Nobody
good.
on, 2 outs. Nobody on, 2 outs. And it looks like
please.
Well, yeah, it looks like they're getting ready to close it out. Kittredge in for St. Louis. So they did have their closers available to them here tonight. So there really is no reason. 3, Dave, I think in the 10th, was it? I think they had a heck of in the extra innings. They had a heck of a run there, and then they allowed them back in. So hopefully this is just a blip, and the Cardinals close it out 1 more out.
3 for the Cardinals in the top of the 8th.
Right.
With the Marlins responded with 3 in the bottom of the 8th.
With
1
3
in the 11th
amazing.
for the Cardinals. Yep. The Marlins responded with 1. And now 2 in the top of the 12th. 1 so far for the Marlins. And that's it. It's final. That's it. The Cardinal came back. I got the sign this morning. Just as good as an analysis as you could possibly get.
Yes.
Cardinal shows up on the balcony. Bet the Cardinals. We're good to go. How about that? Love it.
I agree. Yep. Love it. We do have a development here in the basketball game here, as been a while since Boston last scored. It's 11-10 third quarter run here, Boston. So the in-game total here, Dave, was as high as 221.5. It's back down to 214.5. And I think that's the problem with this. As the longer this game goes, the more possessions that they're really going to take their time and they're not going to be shooting quick, Boston. This is the problem here. Down to 212.5 now, Dave. Imagine that. An 11-point swing here since the start of the third.
Yeah, absolute
That's crazy.
Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. The blowout game, especially in the playoffs, and a decider, let alone what happened Friday was one thing. What happened today, because the series is over in the blowout, trying to do the game in game. Listen, I used to have hair, right? I mean, it was been a while since I had it, but booking the games in game, trying to bet it in game in a blowout situation like this is hard. It's really, really difficult.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm not in the book and I'm here with you trying to go, is it time now? Is it time now? This game was as low as 201.5 the first hour we were doing it. It's as high as what'd you say? It was a 221.5?
221.5. 221.5. Yep.
20-point gap. So now all of that goes out the window as they, halfway through the third quarter. It's 21 points. Every time it looks like Mavericks are going to come back a little bit, they don't. And what might essentially ultimately happen, it may be shutdown time. Dallas goes, man, just put the towels over your head. Everybody sit down. Let the bench mob run this out. And it goes under.
Well, that's the whole thing. I think you got to worry about them just milking the shot clock every possession here. We'll keep an eye on it. In-game live primetime here on the grid.
Panthers minus 2.5 games, plus 330. Panthers 2+ goals in every game, plus 225.
It's going to take a monumental effort for them not to get 2 goals in a game. It's going to take what Bobrovsky did last night. It's going to take Skinner to do in Edmonton. They're not going to do it in Florida.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me, because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with an injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess this. Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, "Look, don't come back." I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live, prime time here on the SportsGrid Network as we've got about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, game 5 of the NBA Finals, and an 18-15 third quarter run right now has at least cut the lead down a little bit. They're chipping away, but they're going to need more here, Dave. They're going to need to get a few more stops here. It is 82-64, Boston in front. But the tempo doesn't seem incredibly quick. It's not like, it doesn't feel like Dallas is pushing the ball up the court here at all, down, 20. But what do they need this number to be, Dave, by the time the fourth quarter gets here? What are we hoping to get by 15, 12? What should the number be here? Well, a 10-0 run will wipe it all out. I mean, a 10-0 run is very possible.
Yeah, that's fine. But, for what? To cover? Are we entertaining the thought that Dallas is still possible to win this game?
No. I'm sure there were a lot of people that jumped in on the Mavericks 15 plus 15, 16, 17 in the first half, knowing there's a run coming.
Okay. Right.
And I'm still interested with the total. The total's still hovering at 214.5 right now.
The benefit of the gambler will keep us entertained with the total to the end, because the side is only about, whether they cover 15.5 or 16.5 or 17.5. That's done. It's
correct.
It's going to take a monumental, maybe a lid over Boston's basket, as well as a 10-0, 15-0 run for them to just get back in it. Total's going to hover.
Correct.
It's going to come down. I still think it could go under the original number, 210. I still think it can. It's going to take one of those stretches where the miss, and then boom, time runs off the clock. I don't know. Want to shout out our guy Willie. He's watching. He wrote us a nice tweet, saying he's really enjoying the show. So that's fantastic news. Did you see that picture of White just now walking off the court? He looked like a hockey player. Yeah. Did he literally break his teeth off when he hit his face? That's what that was?
Yep. Yeah, he's got chiclets now. He's going to have going to put a couple of caps on those, but that was Lively fell on top of him and smashed his face right into the court, which is never good at all here. But hey, listen, if I could tell you, Derek White, you can win an NBA championship, but we got to knock out a few of your teeth, I bet you he'd be like, good, just get me the trophy, man. Get me, you know what I mean? I can get some new teeth. I'm good to go.
That's like a hockey player.
Saying.
He didn't even miss a shift. Right. He came out, they put a towel on it. I saw him come back in. They just showed him smile. He's got two chipped teeth.
Yep.
I've never lost a tooth playing hockey, but I've been with guys on a bench that have. It's pretty nasty. It's pretty disgusting.
Yes,
but
it is.
I'll tell you what, you get the ultimate win, and you get the ring, and you go get the teeth fixed. That's outstanding. That's exciting. That made me think of the hockey for tomorrow. Yep. Do we got any hockey thoughts for tomorrow? While we got this blowout, Joe. You're down there. Are you going to the game tomorrow for the clincher? They're minus 1,200.
I will be in the building.
Oh!
Yeah, I'll be in the building tomorrow night for it. So, yes, tomorrow I will be in the building for a Game 6 blowout. And let's face it, I think tonight's result here, Dave, is fantastic. I think tonight's result here in the NBA Finals Game 5, since both of these series have mirrored one another, and crazy how familiar both of these series have played out in the NBA and the NHL. A blowout by Dallas here means, we got a pretty good shot at the Panthers handling business here. And I got news for you, though. The market may very well overreact, like maybe the market did a little bit here with Dallas in this one. And no doubt an 8-1 beatdown by Edmonton, down 3-1, by the way, might offer some value on them. I'll tell you what I did see, Dave, which I thought was interesting. I saw a series bet, Edmonton plus 1.5 at plus 250. Ooh. Edmonton is not plus 250 on the money line tomorrow night. All they'd have to do is win tomorrow and get it to a Game 6.
Well, no, because then they'd have to win Game 6 too, right? No, plus 1.5, they could lose the series 4-2, and that wouldn't cover. So they got to win 2 games.
If they win tomorrow, they're going to go to Edmonton. I think if they win tomorrow, we get 7 games because they're going to go back to Edmonton.
I don't know. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. If anybody can go win a road game, Florida already won Game 3 there. Florida can win. the doubt came into my mind with the game quickly, the way Edmonton was playing, and they were just faster, and they got more shots on goal early. Bobrovsky didn't really give up a bad goal, but he could have made a couple saves, and it got snowballed. Did you see the Conn Smythe odds? Were you watching the Conn Smythe odds on Saturday? I was getting texts like, Bobrovsky's not the favorite anymore. It was Barkov. Immediately on Saturday night, he got, because he got pulled. And I was like, what the hell?
Yep.
And it got bet back where Bobrovsky is the favorite now. And that is correct. But I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
He's been the guy.
Yep.
And say Florida wins tomorrow night with Joe Ranieri in the building. Have you ever been in the building before when the Stanley Cup's been awarded?
Not when it was awarded. No, I was there last year in the finals against Vegas, which didn't work out all that well. But it was, it'll be electric. And, they've been 23 years in existence, Dave, somewhere along those lines. Never had a, what are the other franchises that have never won a cup before?
We'll have to look at that.
Seattle, obviously. Yeah, I got to look at that because we can take that off the list there.
Are you gonna
scratch that one right off?
Are you gonna throw rats on the ice, Joe? Are you gonna throw rats on the ice tomorrow?
Listen, I've been known to bring in a rat or two and start whipping them at people. I got no problem with that. I got no problem doing that. I might take a shot, but we don't know.
Panthers minus 2.5 games, plus 330. Panthers 2+ goals in every game, plus 225.
It's going to take a monumental effort for them not to get 2 goals in a game. It's going to take what Bobrovsky did last night. It's going to take Skinner to do in Edmonton. They're not going to do it in Florida.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with an injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess this. Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, "Look, don't come back." I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is just comical right now. Welcome back in-game live PrimeTime. So for a team that is up by what now, Dave? 19 points. They only scored 19 points in the third quarter, the Boston Celtics, 86-67 right now as they get ready to play the final quarter here, fourth quarter coming up. So if I was Dallas, you were hoping to get it to, within 14, 15, you did win the third quarter, right? You got to take the little wins when you can. 21-19, they outscored Boston in the third. But we just watched prior to the end, Dave, Luka airball another three. He's 1 for his last 21 from three-point range in the finals. That is just horrific on so many levels. And has anybody seen Kyrie? Has he left the building? Is he like Rory and he just hopped on a plane and nobody knows it and he just took off? Like what's going on here?
It's everybody's scrambling.
It's disgusting.
Scrambling. They're scrambling. I'm scrambling to try to find.
Kyrie hasn't scored a point in the third. Not 1 point.
I just got a text from my buddy Dougie Kazarian, who used to do the ESPN bet show and all this other stuff. He's here in Vegas. He said Tatum is now minus 130 to win the MVP. And Brown is even money. So we're going to see it. Our guy Patrick said it in our ear at the break. He would vote Tatum. If you guys are watching and you have the Twitter or the X, tweet at Joe Ranieri or myself and tag SportsGrid. And who do you think is going to win the MVP right now? That's the only thing we got to see or decide, although the total is going to be a sweat. Although right now, like I don't want the over. I don't want the over. I just don't.
It's 203.5. What's going to happen here in the second half? Boston is going to take the air out of it. They are not giving Dallas enough possessions to get back into this. That's the problem. They're just not going to. It's going to be a half-court game from here on out. They're going to milk the clock out, and Dallas won't have enough opportunities to be able to get back in this. That's the problem. Kind of like what the Panthers do, right? In the third period, where they just suffocate you, and you're not going to be able to get enough shots off in order to be able to get back into it.
Yeah, they just choke them out. It happens. Mm-hmm. Good teams with a lead know how to close games and win. Now, again,
correct.
It happened a couple times where Boston let teams back in. They're going to win the NBA championship here in the next 30 minutes.
Yes.
So this is going to this is it. Let's go. Close it out strong. Luka's got 18 points. Is he going to go over his prop? He's not going over 30. Is he?
32.5? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely. You cannot be 1 for your last 21 from 3 in the NBA Finals and anybody take you seriously, Luka. This is just absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. I got to tell you, though, Green has been phenomenal. He's got 14 points. I think he's 4 of 4 from 3. At least somebody showed up to make some shots here. Jones has had 10 points since the second quarter. Kyrie has not scored in the second half yet. How is P.J. Washington? Did they trade him before this game? Because he's nowhere to be found also. I'm just not sure. Is he on his way back to Charlotte? That's probably where he should go with 2 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. So just absolutely brutal. And Derek Lively, I like the kid. I think he's got a great future ahead here, but this is just not a way I would want to go out. To do what you did at home in Game 4, only to come here and get absolutely embarrassed, that's going to be a rough couple of months here in the offseason, I think, Dave, for these guys.
Stinks to lose these things. And obviously, I watched tremendous 30 for 30 about the Orlando Magic and them getting swept, and then the team broke up. And
remember that?
Shaq went one way, and Penny Hardaway, Little Penny went another way. I don't know if Dallas is going to do all that, but man, to get the run that they did to beat Minnesota and then kind of just have this go this way, this is definitely going to leave a mark for Dallas
Big
Mavericks
time.
And yeah, this one stinks.
Big time. But, sometimes you got to lose before you win. And, boy, you are losing spectacularly, Mavericks. I mean, outstanding. Go big or go home, and you're going home, my friend. That's for sure. In-game live primetime continues.
minus 2.5 games, plus 330. Panthers 2+ goals in every game, plus 225.
It's going to take a monumental effort for them not to get 2 goals in a game. It's going to take what Bobrovsky did last night. It's going to take Skinner to do in Edmonton. They're not going to do it in Florida.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me, because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with the injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess this. Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, "Look, don't come back." I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live prime time here on the SportsGrid Network as we are now about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter of Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Good news, bad news. Good news, if you are on the under, that is safe. They have not scored a point yet in the fourth quarter with about 9 minutes to go. In-game number 193.5. You can still get 18.5 points if you think the Mavericks make a run here. But let's ask Mark Zinno. We'll bring Mark in. Mark, how is the cholesterol, first and foremost? And how is what are you doing, man? You like what you're seeing?
Good. What's good, Mark? Just get it out of the way real quick. What's good?
I mean,
don't
at
do
this
that
point,
to him. Don't
I'd
do
rather
it.
watch my ex-wife make out with somebody right in front of me than the rest of this game. I gotta, what's the reason that I'm living at this point in time? Like, I don't understand why I exist. This is unreal. I think, God, you can't make this up. You just can't make this up. Like, again, why? This is why I say you never bet narratives. Well, all 5 games can't go under in this series. The hell they can. The hell they can.
Yep.
Every single damn thing they can.
But wait,
unbelievable.
didn't you have the Braves? Did you need the like last time you were with us the last hour?
The Braves won.
Right, the Braves were good. No,
and they were just 2.5 runs shy of getting to their team total for a push. So yeah, everything's going peachy. You know the best thing to happen to me tonight? The best thing to happen to me tonight is that the pitchers change in the Brewers-Angels game, because that means I cannot take a loss.
Yes.
It'll be a no play.
Yes.
That is the best thing that happened to me all night. Is it a no play? Give me my money back and we'll call it a day.
Right. That's great.
And by the way, I'm betting
you
the Pirates tomorrow because Paul Skeens pitched today and they're going to lose tomorrow.
That's fine.
Ooh,
I
like that.
agree with that. What's the pitching matchup tomorrow? Let me check
Who
before you
cares?
start doing
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Okay, good. Yeah. No,
Ask Sharapan how the strikeout prop with Skeens went. Ask him how that went.
About as
if
good
that
as the
worked out
over
for
this
you,
game
Dave.
went.
So the books put up 7.5 with the
Yeah.
juice over, or 8.5 with the juice under, and most people bet over either number. And he went 6 innings and got 7 strikeouts. I was afraid to ask you if you bet the Skeen strikeout prop, because if you told me you bet over, I was going to be like, look, we got to stop asking Zen these questions before.
We may need to drive this.
I don't think he liked Pittsburgh. You didn't like Pittsburgh, though, did you today? I don't think you did.
No,
you didn't like Pittsburgh in this spot.
I was looking at a first 5 under in that game. I think it hit too. I think it was, but it was the total was 7.5. So I don't know. Depending on what number you got in the first 5, kind of dictates whether you hit or miss that, because it was such a. I mean, Skeens is not. He's at the point right now where odds makers are making you pay a premium on his games, and the total is not going to be more than 8.
Yeah.
Like, they have that much faith in him at this time to shut down the other team. So 8 is the best you're going to get. And if you see an 8, you better jump on that under quick. But point simply being that, he's a premium pitcher right now. I mean, look, and of all the other anomalies that have gone on tonight, the Mets have scored 2 touchdowns, have 21 hits. And, look, I mean, what else is going upside down in the world today? I just want to know.
I'll let you know real quickly. The Pirates and Reds, actually, the Reds scored 1 run in the top of the first. The Pirates scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first. And then the Pirates scored 1 run in the bottom of the second. So the first 5 went over. They did not score another run between the 2 of them the entire rest of the game.
Entire rest of the game? Wow.
Yes. Yeah. It finished 4-1. All the runs were scored in the first and second inning. So I don't mean to pile it on, but if you had that.
I didn't have it. It was just a game that we had talked about earlier this morning. Again, with Skeen's situations, they're just hard to bet because they are really very much priced out of my particular price range. But at the rate that I'm losing, nothing is in my price range at this point anymore.
Be glad that you didn't have the Giants, because Hap just hit a 3-run bomb to go up 6-3 now over the Giants in the 7th inning. Another great job by the Giants bullpen there. Dodgers are up 5-1 on Colorado here, so I guess it really doesn't matter whether you have Mookie Betts or not if you're going to beat Colorado there. And no joke, though, with the Brewer game and the Angels, were you leaning Brewers originally before Plesac replaced Soriano?
I had Brewers money line because I was fading Soriano. Is really what it was. I mean, I know that the Brewers had started this young kid who was making his second start in the game of the season. Hold on, I clicked on the wrong screen. I'm just trying to get his name up again. That's how much I forgot about who this young man was. The Rodriguez kid, yeah. So
yes,
it was more of a fade of Soriano, and then he gets pulled. So obviously it changed things. But the Angels are so bad at home, guys. 11-23 straight up, and you were getting the Brewers at a discounted price given their young starter. I couldn't pass it up. I had -1 weight this morning on the money line with Milwaukee, and let's see how the rest of this goes out. The bats from Milwaukee are sometimes tough to figure out on the road if you look at their home road splits as far as how much they hit. But I was, again, more trusting the fact that the Angels have been one of the worst home teams in baseball this year.
Did you partake in any of the golf, Zen, over the weekend? Did you do anything? I mean, please don't tell me you had Rory, because if you say you had Rory right now, the conversation is over.
I would have played DeChambeau in the final round. Like, I didn't have anything going into it. I looked at it when I saw on Sunday morning, there were different varying prices, and I get kind of I get kind of nervous when I see a -120 on a guy and a -150 in another shop and a -160 somewhere else. That sort of variance on one player, to me, gets me in a spot where I'm like, I don't know, something's weird about that. Books don't want to assume a ton of risk, and so they'll misprice a guy or overprice a guy because they try to scare people off of him a little bit, or at least make them pay for it if they want it. But so I didn't do anything with the golf. I just sat back and watched it and enjoyed it.
Yeah. Interesting stuff going on here now. There seems to be a little less defense being played by Boston. I don't want to get your hopes up here, Zen, but there's a lot more. Let them go right to the hoop and score the layups up 20. So you're not dead in this is basically what I'm saying here at 75 points with 7 minutes. I'm observation, a little less defense right now being played.
Joe saying you're not dead is kind of like that person who goes to the convenience store. Lotto ticket. I got a chance. I got a chance. I can't wait for the drawing tomorrow morning. I got a chance. And I look at it and I go, you bastard.
Hey, you got to be in it to win it, baby.
You poor silly schmuck. You actually believe that dollar was well spent.
Can't believe you just did that. I can't believe you did that to you on the way
to win it.
You got a chance.
I'm just saying.
I also got a chance.
Not when you can't make a three.
You know, I mean, what are we doing here?
Zid, we talked to you in the first hour. We asked you about the MVP. Now, we've seen this game, right? During the break, we asked Foster. He said he'd vote for Tatum. I got a text from somebody that said Tatum is now the favorite in-game on FanDuel. They're changing it right now. Yeah. Who wins the MVP after this game? Who gets it?
And Tatum is going to finish with 30, right? He's got 25 right now. Like, he's not – I don't think he's coming off the floor early here, knowing they're going to clinch this thing. Until they see Dallas pull up,
correct,
which means take their starters out, Boston isn't taking theirs out. So – you know, Tatum has a kind of an ugly stat line at 9 for 20 and 1 for 6 for 3. But he's got 11 assists and 25 points, and that's enough for him to win this thing because Brown ain't doing that much.
2 of 22 as Luka finally hit a three, 98-78, 6 minutes to go. I don't want to say it.
There's a chance.
See, that's what I'm talking about. It ain't over until it's over. Zin, that's it. Way to get around. Let it go. On damn it, Mark Zitto. InGame Live Prime Time continues.
Panthers minus 2.5 games, plus 330. Panthers 2+ goals in every game, plus 225.
It's going to take a monumental effort for them not to get 2 goals in a game. It's going to take what Bobrovsky did last night. It's going to take Skinner to do in Edmonton. They're not going to do it in Florida.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with an injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole's getting ready to come back too. I guess this. Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, "Look, don't come back." I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back InGame Live. We are PrimeTime here on the SportsGrid Network. This final 4.5 minutes might take 2.5 hours in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. 102-78 is what we've got right now for a score. In-game number, 198.5 for a total. 21.5 is the number. Do they call the dogs off here, Dave, in the final 4.5 minutes, or do you think it's pedal to the metal here, and that'll be it until the bell rings or the buzzer rings, and then they bring the trophy up. I don't see them sitting anybody. Do you?
This is one of those cool things about basketball where they, they'll call the timeout and get them to, at some point, that somebody's got to switch the camera. There we go. I just wanted to make sure you guys
Yes.
were paying attention.
Yep.
That's good. You were sitting
Yes.
there not talking and throw it back to you. They'll call timeout and let, like the kids say, everybody get their flowers, right? So they'll call timeout and they'll let Drew Holiday walk off the floor. Maybe they'll do it together because this team has played together so well that maybe they will do it that way. But I think they'll one by one give them the timeout. All right, Drew, your turn. Walk out, standing ovation. That's it's one of the cool things about basketball. You get to do it. In baseball, pitcher walks off, gets a standing ovation. Sometimes a batter, pinch hits or whatever, comes out for a curtain call. You get an individual recognition. I think they're going to do it, Joe. They're going to let them, come out and get that recognition. I think the Dogs will be calling off here shortly. So as much as Zinn wants that over,
they're calling them off.
Yeah, this is it. That's it.
I am seeing in-game number 110.5 for the Celtics team total. Do they get 8 points in 4 minutes is my question. Or is it going to be simply just drag the clock out here? I mean, in 4 minutes? Seems realistic, no?
It's possible. It is possible. But this is like where they're going to, what you said, they're going to just dribble it out and take the time down and then go. We'll see what Dallas does. If they empty their bench, see, like I got 2 books here. The total's off. That's it. The money line's been off. There's no more anything. I mean, at this point, one place has 21.5, another one has 22.5. I don't even know why it's up. I who's betting it? If you're still here trying to get a late cover, I'm impressed with your fortitude, with your desire, with your tenacity to stay with it. Because otherwise, it's time to turn it off, enjoy the game with everybody. This is fun. I love watching those guys be able to celebrate and be recognized by the fans at this point, walking around in between timeouts and everything. This is fun. This is fun. They're playing for the MVP, Joe. I can't find it.
Yes, they are
on FanDuel right now.
Yeah, I think they pulled it out.
Oh,
but I can't believe that they're actually blowing whistles. Is amazing that they're sending people to the free throw line here in this one. So, well, the advertisers got a few more block of commercials. I think they have to run. You just can't end the game here. You got to drag it out a little bit if you're the NBA. 4 minutes, 10 seconds, 104-80 now, as I believe we've gotten a couple of more buckets. Tatum 31, 8 and 11. Brown 19, 8 and 6. 8 rebounds, 6 assists. So double-double. And just 2 rebounds away from a triple-double for Tatum. Would that be enough to secure him the MVP trophy, Dave? What do you think? Because that was a monster number pre-flop here at plus 270, 275, no?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It's
triple-double, huge.
A triple-double in the decider. Yeah, he could win it. This would be a tough beat for everybody who had Jaylen Brown, because he was the MVP until tonight. I mean, odds-on favorite.
Yes.
A lot of people talking about it. But, yeah, I'll be interested to see the vote. Wow, 11 points this quarter, 31 overall. All right, so FanDuel just turned off the total, too. It was 198.5 was the last total I saw. 24.5 in the clincher. Remember when we thought about the 6.5 before the game and thought, this never really falls within the number. But, no, not tonight. You can add it times 4. Wow. Blowout.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Total blowout. Although, listen, there's a shot. There is a chance here that you can get up and over here right now if you are holding a Dallas Mavericks ticket here. I am Doncic 28, 12, and 4 is right now what he is at. Kyrie with a really nice 15 points here tonight. Let's see. I believe 6 of those came in the second half. He had a big 9-point first half there that helped him out. But all in all, Derek Lively did not go over his prop. 2 points, 4 rebounds there. That's not helping anybody. We were laughing. What was Luka's total points? 32.5? Ironically enough, he's still alive to go up and over his points prop at 32.5.
Yeah,
hey, I don't know how, Dave, because it's all garbage. Every one of it. Yep.
28 points, 12 rebounds. So he's going to get a double-double. 12 of 25 from the field. Still in the game. I don't know. What are we doing?
Well, here's the other problem, Dave. The in-game number is 203.5. We got 3 minutes to go. Are they not scoring anymore in 3 minutes? Dallas is just going to keep going down the court and shoot.
I guess
that's the problem here.
There shouldn't be another foul called on the game.
Thank you. Why are we sending guys to the free throw line here? Makes absolutely no sense. Yeah. Well, we'll take a look at the Major League Baseball scoreboard when we get back in Game Live Prime Time.
Panthers minus 2.5 games, plus 330. Panthers 2+ goals in every game, plus 225.
It's going to take a monumental effort for them not to get 2 goals in a game. It's going to take what Bobrovsky did last night. It's going to take Skinner to do in Edmonton. They're not going to do it in Florida.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me, because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with the injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole's getting ready to come back too. I guess this. Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, "Look, don't come back." I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in. We're contemplating one prop left here, Dave. Game to go to OT. What do you think? Do we? Is there a shot that maybe we can get? Oh, I don't know. What's that? 26 points by the final 2 minutes and 37 seconds.
I can't even do. What
I don't
you
even.
did, and say, there's a chance.
I can't.
No, I can't. I can't.
Just saying, there's a chance.
No, I'm going to do.
Unreal.
I'm going to do a Ranieri. No, there's not going to be overtime.
No.
There's going to be overtime with us. We're We're going to take this all the way, at least to the bottom of the next hour and hand it off to Gabe and Cam for Sports Rage. And they'll take the rest of it.
Wait a minute, Dave. Wait a minute. Kyrie is hugging everybody with 3 minutes left to go in the game. Kyrie's hugging all the Celtics right now. And, what are we doing here? The game is not over. There's still 3 minutes to go, and Kyrie is like he's got to run at an anniversary. Like, dude, I got to go, man. But, all right, good to see you. Like, what are you doing here? This is absurd, Kyrie. Absolutely absurd.
They took him out.
Oh, you don't go hug the entire Celtics team while there's still 3 minutes to go in the game.
It's strange. It's strange.
I'm sorry.
He's out of the game, so he's telling him thank you. Congratulations.
Right.
He was a part of that team, and you guys got me. This is, this is kind of a strange thing, but
I don't know what was worse, though, Dave.
Right? Like we're Boston.
The last timeout was a Celtics challenge. The last timeout was a Celtics challenge on a ball out of bounds on who touched last. They had given it to Dallas, and Missoula actually called a timeout to challenge it, so Boston could get it back. What am I watching right now? Why in the world I can't. That was why the last timeout occurred. Celtics challenged the possession on who touched the ball last for it went out of bounds. It's 106-86.
Yeah.
And they challenged it.
Joe's coaching to the end. Joe's making sure is happy. Let's this thing out. There's legal sports wagering in Massachusetts. There's probably a lot of people that were playing. You don't want to hear it. Look at this: Glenville State, Fairmont State, clause. The path that you took to the box.
Unreal there. We'll get Dave back here in a second. Got Al Horford now, 31 minutes, 9 points, 9 rebounds. Horford now on the sideline. I didn't see him going through the conga line of the Dallas players. Apparently just Kyrie basically high fives everyone on both teams with 3 minutes left to go in the game. Horford was just celebrating his own team there. So we do have here, Dave, still 106-86. A minute 20 to go. Yep. Horford still playing more than 30 minutes. High-fiving his own teammates, not the Dallas teammates on the way out the door there. But call me nuts. I think this game is pretty much over. Here come the reserves. And it looks like Tatum, as far as I'm concerned, is going to be your MVP here. Although it looked like everyone had a double-double. Holiday had 15 and 11. Yep. Derek White missed it 14 and 8, but almost did he get the other 2 rebounds and get the triple double for Tatum? Because that would be something else.
Jaylen Brown's 21 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Tatum has it, 31 points, 11 assists. He had 8 rebounds, so, could have got a triple double. Drew Holiday's 15 and 11. White 14 and 8. So here it is. So now I'm watching it. Everybody's coming out of the game, hugging. We did it. That's a pretty good. That's a good moment. They're coming out together, so they all get the recognition. Now it's garbage time. 106-88. Dallas doesn't score 100 points in any of the games. Celtics don't get to their team total. Every game goes under. And everybody's wondering how they could have been over tonight. Oh, wow.
And why are we still calling fouls? Like, why are we calling fouls? Makes no idea what's going on here. All right, I am sure there's at least one Boston Celtics fan that might be celebrating here. We'll see if we can talk to him coming up here as in-game live prime time. The Boston Celtics are your world champions in the NBA in the 2024 season. We'll be back here on the grid.
minus 2.5 games, plus 330. Panthers 2+ goals in every game, plus 225.
It's going to take a monumental effort for them not to get 2 goals in a game. It's going to take what Bobrovsky did last night. It's going to take Skinner to do in Edmonton. They're not going to do it in Florida.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me, because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with the injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole's getting ready to come back too. I guess this. Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, "Look, don't come back." I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live prime time here. It is over, and the Boston Celtics are your NBA World Champions 2024. 106-88 is the final, as I would have to imagine Tatum is going to get the nod as your MVP. The celebration is on, no doubt. And Matt Peralt, without a doubt, is also celebrating, as you can see here. As the Celtics, the wait is over. For those who have been waiting for this moment, Matt, we're not crazy, though. Tatum should win this, correct?
It's not even a conversation. What a game the guy just had.
That's what I mean.
That was the game.
Yeah.
Everyone, that was the game. Yep. We've been waiting for the Jason Tatum game for I don't know how long. He was everywhere.
Yep.
That was epic, unbelievable, rise to the moment type basketball. Yes, not even a question. Jason Tatum, MVP.
Huge.
The game stayed under the total again. Like, do you believe that all 5 games under? We talked about it earlier on Bostonian versus the book. This defense is the story. Like, they got to talk about the defense of his team, P. Rolt. This has been really impressive. And, like, yes, they won a lot of games, and yes, but, like, this defense is serious, no?
Huge.
Like, what are you going to say now? Like, what are you going to say now? The path was too easy. Oh, Luka wasn't healthy. They scored 100 points one time in the entire series, and it was the game that Boston punted on. It was a game they didn't care about. It was like, whatever, we'll go home and win it in game 5. There wasn't even like people are asking me, like, with straight faces, did they do it on purpose? Did they lose game 4 on purpose to win it in Boston? I don't think so. But given the level of play tonight versus the level of play in game 4, you can kind of make a case for it, given how badly Dallas beat Boston in game 4, and Dallas couldn't do anything tonight. I mean, Boston took Luka completely off the court. Yeah, I know he scored 28 points, but he hit, threes in garbage time. They did a great job. Kyrie Irving, I don't know what is going on with Kyrie in Boston, but he can't play in Boston. It's pretty obvious. I mean, game 1, 2, and 5, he was a ghost. He wasn't part of the game at all. And Derek White gets his face mashed in. That was an incredible scene. Loses teeth. Huge. I mean, I remember when Larry Bird dove and smacked his head on the ground and nearly broke his cheekbone? That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, that's a Larry Bird moment. Like, that's winning basketball plays when you have a guy willing to give up his body and his teeth to win a championship.
Did you see Kyrie hugging everybody on the Boston side?
Yeah,
like,
with
how
3
did you
minutes to
feel
go.
about
Like,
that
what
as a Celtics guy? What was that? Like that was strange, but it was also a sign of what? Appreciation, respect. What was that?
They love him. I mean, the guys, the city hates him, hates his guts.
Right.
But the actual players, Tatum and Brown both have talked about the influence that Kyrie Irving had on them as they went through their development to get to this place, to have to learn how to be NBA players. I mean, they both were the third pick in the draft. They both came in with incredible high expectations. And Kyrie was supposed to be the guy that took them. I mean, it's supposed to have been Kyrie, Brown, and Tatum. That was supposed to be the big three that wins a championship in Boston. So I think Kyrie, he has a lot of respect for players on that bench still. I mean, I think Boston fans were like, get out of here. We don't want to see you dabbing up anybody. Go sit down. But I get why he did it, because I think he just wants to say thanks, congratulations. I mean, he did not have an angry Kyrie was supposed to be the difference in this series. We didn't see an angry Kyrie at all in this series.
No, they're showing Horford too. Is this it for Horford? His swan song champion and hangs it up?
Look, he just got off the Karl Malone list, right? Most games and most minutes without a championship. He's got the ring now. I don't know. I mean, I would love to see him run it back.
He's so excited. He froze.
All right. Well, hold on. We'll get
sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll get there. Would you like to see him, Matty? You want to see him run it back, though? I know Celtics would want to see him come back.
I want to see him run it back, but I understand if he wants to walk. I mean, walk off on top. I mean, I get it. I mean, you got to go through it again, but his leadership, if he walks, that's a huge loss in that locker room for the Celtics. That's a gigantic hole they'll have to fill with something, but it means Porzingis plays more minutes, and he's got to stay healthy if they want to run it back. But, like, they've got another level they can go to if KP can be healthy, which is a big if, obviously.
Yeah. So a lot of times in the room, in the book, you know, this game was decided at halftime. It was over. I mean, when it was decided even before the game started, we talked about it. The Celtics are winning tonight. Next season odds come out tomorrow. The Boston Celtics are the odds-on favorite again. The highest they were in any book throughout this past season, it just ended tonight, was 4-1. I don't even want to start with the dynasty word, P-Roll, but like that, like this is they're in the Eastern Conference Finals as of right now, next season, right?
As Jason Tatum said after they won Game 3, I guess we have to go back and do it again to prove to you guys this wasn't a fluke, because you know what you're going to hear all tomorrow morning. Right. The talking head nonsense about the path and that Luka wasn't right and that the Western Conference wasn't as good as it's been in the past, that this wasn't Denver. If Denver was in the finals, Boston may have had a more difficult opponent, which I'm here for. Give me Boston, Denver next year in the finals. 1 year from now, let's run it back and go play and see who wins, because that's the best team in the West. They were banged up. They didn't play the way they were capable of. And I told you this all spring, Dave. If Boston played Denver, I had them losing. So, I mean, give it to me next summer. But for right now, this is the moment where everyone thought, Danny Ainge, everyone owes you in Boston land a gigantic thank you. He built this team. He left. Brad Stevens added the pieces to take it over the top. But Danny Ainge did an incredible job building this roster.
What is the state of this roster, man? What are the question marks next year? Is everybody, except for Horford, who may retire, but is the core all coming back and locked up for another year or so?
Yeah, Tatum's going to sign the biggest contract in NBA history in the offseason. It'll be a $315 million extension. That'll beat Brown's $300 million extension that he signed last offseason, because they're 1 year behind each other. So those two guys are locked up forever. With Boston. Derek White's got 1 year left on his deal. Boston's going to try to extend him. He's so darn good. Holiday, I think, has 1 year left as well, so he's back for next year. Horford's the only starter that's got the question. He can play in Boston for as long as he wants, but he could retire. And if he stepped away, then obviously Boston would have to look to address that. But they have Porzingis, and they have 2 first-round picks coming back from the Porzingis trade. So they'll add even more talent in the draft coming up in a couple of weeks.
It's been a hell of a run up in that area of the country for the past 20 years. And it's been a while since they've won.
Poor Dave.
Yep. Last time, you were there, and the Celtics the Red Sox won. I mean, you ended up, a lot of people have babies 9 months later. A lot of things happen. What's it like up there tonight? What's it like for the next couple days? Like, this is like, there's a sigh of relief, but this is a big ass celebration, is it not?
Massive. I mean, 08 was a long time ago. This was the longest drought for the Celtics in, I think, their history to go between championships. This is a long time to go between championships. And there was a lot of losing, a lot of bad mojo that came right in after Paul Pierce retired and they drafted these kids. And there was a lot of people who questioned everything. I mean, remember, we forget about what happened with Udoka, right? Ime Udoka took this team to the finals, and then Ime Udoka got fired for doing things he wasn't supposed to do. And the team was able to pick right back up, find a young kid in Joe Mazzulla, and all he's done is gone to the Eastern Conference Finals and an NBA championship. So this is a party tonight in Boston. They'll go crazy, and then they'll get ready for the parade. My guess would be Wednesday or Thursday for the parade, probably sometime, right? I mean, it's Tuesday, so maybe Friday for the parade in Boston?
Yep. Kind of crazy, too. They are only the 15th team since 1990 to be the preseason favorites and actually win the championship. So the chalk sometimes, it doesn't pay off a lot, but it paid off certainly for the Celtics, who now I believe have one more than the Lakers do as far as championships go. So enjoy the stogie, man. Enjoy the celebration, my man. Hell of a run and job by the Boston Celtics. We'll close it out in-game live primetime next here on the grid.
Panthers minus 2.5 games, plus 330. Panthers 2+ goals in every game, plus 225.
It's going to take a monumental effort for them not to get 2 goals in a game. It's going to take what Bobrovsky did last night. It's going to take Skinner to do in Edmonton. They're not going to do it in Florida.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me, because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with an injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess this. Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, "Look, don't come back." I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live primetime here on this Monday. It is over. The Boston Celtics are your NBA World Champions, now surpassing the Lakers for the most amount of championships in NBA history. Only the 15th team since 1990 to actually be the preseason favorite and to win the championship. And Cam Stewart, the chalk doesn't. We try to avoid the chalk as best we can, but the Celtics, without a doubt, were preseason favorites, and they are your champions. Hell of a run, and Jaylen Brown just won the MVP.
There we go. Knock it out of the park, Joe. 2 for 2. We talked about this at the start. Sometimes when the books give you low odds, they're just telling you this is the way it's going to be.
Yes.
Kind of interesting, though.
Yep.
Because, I remember my cash out for Bobrovsky for the Florida Panthers at one point was 114, but after the last game, it's gone down significantly. Him and Barkov are almost a pick 'em on some books, right? Like Bobrovsky's minus 110 now, and Barkov is like plus 110 or 115. Like that's what I'm looking at the books that I shop at. And I got to tell you, Joe, here at the Grid, we do a lot of line dancing. You know, the old two-step. The Boston two-step, that's a dance you can count on. Sox winning, Celtics winning. And I'll tell you something, people of Boston, bookies of Boston, thank God they can go sign up to FanDuel, MGM, or whatever, because you guys would be out of town, out of home.
Yeah.
I lost my domicile. Let's parlay Boston and Boston. All these guys sitting at bars laughing. Ha, 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 ha. And the bookies in Toronto are like,
that's awesome.
It never works. I love it. Anyway, City of Champions. They call Edmonton the City of Champions in Canada. We'll call Boston the City of damn champions. I see Peralt was on the last shot. He must be loving life, eh? Just bathing in it. He bathes in money. That's what he does, like Scrooge McDuck. Unbelievable.
He's pretty excited. He actually lit up the
pretty excited. My team won again. He's like that kid. Who are your favorite teams? Like I love that guy as kids. But whoever's leading in every sport, that's the team. Never had to be like feel Tommy Reynolds' pain of being a Sabres fan, me with the Leafs and everything else. It's fun cheering for a front runner.
We'll get it all back. Listen, we'll get it all back in football season. The Patriots are going to stink.
Oh, yes. You're right. Thank God, Dave. Thank God it's the Patriots.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. But the Red Sox are getting better. They actually may make the playoffs. But speaking of playoffs, Cam, NHL, okay? You're talking about Bobrovsky and all these other things.
Yeah.
Edmonton lights them up on Saturday. I mean, I think if we wait, they might have scored again. All right, that was impressive. Everybody got involved, McDavid, Draisaitl, the whole crew. Even Nurse scored, which was crazy. This game goes that way for the basketball. Celtics get blown out at Dallas, come back and blow them out. What are you thinking the way the game goes tomorrow for the hockey, tonight, before tomorrow? What's your first thought?
I'll tell you one thing. Just knowing Paul Maurice and covering it to any team he's coached, that's unacceptable stuff. And I went against my golden rule, Dave. Remember I told Morency, we talk about it. A lot of people just go, teams are going to sweep. I went against it on Saturday. I'm like, Florida's a different team or whatever. Nope, same stuff. You guys want to win at home or finish them off, whatever. They didn't play. And as a coach of that team and to lose 8-1 and in the fashion that you did in hockey, it's a personal pride thing. I would expect the Florida Panthers to come out and murder these guys. But hey, Edmonton has life, and if they find a way to win again, then that noose in Florida comes a little bit tighter. And I'll tell you guys, nothing's over. No team has come back from 3-0. But if any team can, it's the quality of the Edmonton Oilers. Plus 720. See, like the Panthers, minus 1,200. Hey, if you guys like the Oilers at the start, maybe give it another shot at over 7-1. But I'm a Florida guy. I said Florida in 6. It might be 5. We might have Boston in 5, Florida Panthers in 5. But I would expect the Florida Panthers to put in an effort and absolutely want to get this thing done. Because I'll tell you, if Edmonton wins again, this thing is on 3-2. And then what are you thinking? Oh, my God, like, what's going on here? They only got to win 2 games now, like shift by shift. I expect Edmonton to play well, but I just think Florida takes care of business. This is the thing, guys. It's professional sports. You can't screw around. Boston, obviously, they get it done, but I'd want to sweep a team because I'd never want to be in the position of them winning 2 when we're up 3-0 and going, oh, my God. They win the next one. It's game 7. Like, that's the thing. It can't happen. Like, I remember Coach saying that. Like, when you're in a series, finish them off as soon as you can. College baseball tomorrow. I took the Florida State Seminoles, Joe. I'm on Florida State. I had a nice day. I had a nice day today. Texas A&M got it done 5-1 over Kentucky. Yeah, come on. I remember in Vegas. That's what they said to me. Are you an Aggie? I go, what? Are you an Aggie? I go, no, I'm Cameron. He goes, I'm a Longhorn. You're an Aggie, and I don't like Aggies. I'm like, I just want to play blackjack, sir. I couldn't care less about your affiliation with Texas University. Okay, I hate the Longhorns. I should have told them the Longhorns never win anything. They're the most overrated program in every damn sport when they're ranked in the top 10. That's what I should have said. But I'm a nice guy and didn't want to fight in Vegas. So where you go, Florida State. Let's roll, Joe. What are you doing tomorrow with the college baseball? It's been fantastic, Joe. I love that team.
Well,
they grind.
We had Gators today, NA&M. I was with you there. But, yeah, I mean, you want to talk about Texas never winning anything. I don't trust Tennessee, Ken. They're the best team in this thing, but when is the last time Tennessee won anything? That's the other problem I have.
Yeah, and it's a big problem. Good soccer tomorrow, too. I'll take Turkey to beat Georgia, the country Georgia. I think Turkey can win I think they'll win by 2 goals in this match. It goes off at noon. Watch out for Turkey. They're a very, very dangerous club. So that's what I like in the soccer. Portugal, they'll find a way. They're playing Chechnya, but I'll tell you, that another country, Portugal, they make everything interesting. Under 2.5. Sorry, Portuguese, Joe. It's all about money.
Are we fading the Blue Jays again? What the hell's going on with the Blue Jays?
I probably would say yes, with the Bassett Hound going. The guy pitching for Boston, have you seen his numbers? Guy's got a 5-4 record, but his whip's 90. Like tomorrow, Hawk, he's amazing. I don't know. Bassett, you better not flip out. That guy, things can get ugly quick.
Don't do it.
Don't bet on the Jays, people. If you want to keep your money and pay your bills.
Amen. We got to get that on a T-shirt. Cam Stewart, Gabe Morency coming up. Cam, enjoy, my man.
Love you.
Panthers minus 2.5 games, plus 330. Panthers 2+ goals in every game, plus 225.
It's going to take a monumental effort for them not to get 2 goals in a game. It's going to take what Bobrovsky did last night. It's going to take Skinner to do in Edmonton. They're not going to do it in Florida.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me, because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with the injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live prime time here on the SportsGrid Network. What a night it has been as the Boston Celtics are your 2024 NBA champions here. Unbelievable, Dave, because with this championship comes a couple of things ended, right? So now there is no longer a tie between them and the Lakers. In the amount of championships they have. Boston is good to go there. We also, I believe the number was, and I still think it's the Warriors who had the highest playoff winning percentage in any single championship season. I believe the Warriors went 16-1 in 2017, but the Celtics just went 16-3. So the Nuggets last year, by the way, somebody was saying, "Oh, what about the Nuggets?" Nuggets went 16-4 last year. So the Celtics 16-3, I think, have the second best winning percentage in any single season in the playoffs as a champion. So this one of the all-time greatest teams, at least in the last decade, Dave. What do you rank them?
I think so. What they did in the regular season, the way they did it, and then the way they just kind of, again, waltzed through their opponents. It wasn't the opponent's fault that they weren't fully manned or staffed or, their best guy was out. They put the opponents in front of you and you do what you have to do. So,
yes,
I think it's really impressive. They lose in the finals, they come back and they win this. And again, we'll see probably some changes, maybe small changes, but Missoula's back, Tatum's back, Brown's back, Derek White's back, Drew Holiday's going to be back. This team is, again, you sit in the book and you make the number and you put it up tomorrow and you go, well, what do I have to make this team? I can still make this team 350 and they'll bet them. It's a year away. Like, I don't have to make them higher than $4 and you can take the money and they cash for the people. It's a fun one. This is fun. And, you saw Matt and a Boston guy. Boston's excited. Celtic fans are going to be very annoying. They've earned it. Listen, when your team wins, to the victor goes the spoils, Joe. You'll know down in Miami tomorrow. Well, no, are there? There are Panther fans, right? Like there's a group of them down there that are going to be celebrating this tomorrow.
Oh, that's a huge, Oh no, it's huge. Yeah, no, they have. When you put a quality product on the ice, then you tend to get people that gravitate and follow it. So, they've been selling out that building now since last year. So they certainly have rallied around this team. I'll be in that building watching it happen.
So much fun. I'm almost tempted to go after the show.
Same like Boston tonight.
Wife.
Better be.
I'm going to go run up by the wife and see if I can get on the red eye. I get down there for the game.
Hop on down. Come on down. It should be a fun one. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's going to be able to be done. The van had to go in. It was 109 here, and the air conditioning in the van went.
Ooh.
So I think it's in the shop. So me coming down to see the Stanley Cup be awarded in Florida, I don't think she's going to go for that. I don't think I got a shot.
Ooh.
Even right after Father's Day.
That might be a problem. Ooh. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go for you. So this way, at least one of us can go. So I'll go for you. I'll suffer through the ceremony and the game and everything else along those lines. By the way,
take pictures.
Yeah, I'll take a ton of pictures. Yes, I'll take a ton of pictures, which I'll forget to send. But I will take them absolutely. By the way, the Celtics finish one of 4 teams in the history of the NBA to only be an underdog 3 times in the playoffs and regular season.
Oh my goodness.
That was it. It's the only time they were a dog. 3 times. By the way, the 96-97 Bulls, you know how many times they were an underdog in the playoffs and regular season?
Once? I was going to say 0?
Swat. Yeah, 0. Absolute 0.
That was
Celtics, Warriors.
That was my first year.
And the 95 Bulls.
Working in a book.
Yep.
97, I was down in the islands, and we couldn't get a bet on the other side.
That's crazy.
We just couldn't get a bet on the other side.
That's crazy.
Impossible.
Never a underdog. Celtics were only a dog 3 times this year, including once in the playoffs against Dallas, which was kind of crazy. So there you got it here. Dave, great job. Gabe Morency, Cam Stewart are coming up next. We'll see you again tomorrow for more in-game live primetime. Congrats to the Boston Celtics. We'll talk again soon.